Please welcome David Kurten.
Oh, thank you. Oh, that's lovely. Thank you so much, Fiona, for that lovely introduction. And thank you all so much for coming here to stand up for freedom once again in 2025. Yeah. We're going to tell Keir Starmer and his brigade where to go. And when he said that everyone needed to have a digital ID, he totally deceived everyone as to the reason. He said, we need this to stop mass migration, which is a problem that's been created by the people in Parliament, the building behind the stage. We don't need to have mass immigration. They could sort that problem out today if they wanted to, if they stopped the boats coming across the channel. But this is typical problem, reaction, solution. Create a problem, get everyone to react, and then come in with a solution, which is to bring digital ID, not for the problem, but to surveil and monitor and control you and everyone in this country. And do you know what we say to Keir Starmer? No! You're not going to have your way, Keir Starmer, or Tony Blair, or the people behind Keir Starmer, whether they're the people in the building who are useful idiots who like a little bit of power, or the globalists in the World Economic Forum and the Club of Rome and whatever other globalist organizations want to bring in this control and surveillance system. Now, this country, England, the United Kingdom, is the home of freedom. Even Charlie Kirk, when he spoke, he's no longer with us, sadly, but he said, he came over here and said, you have given freedom to the world. The United States is free because of the legacy that you've given us from the United Kingdom. And you people here today have had the courage to come out and put your head above the parapet, show your faces, and say that we're going to stand for our ancient freedoms. And that is beautiful. And I thank you so much for doing that. But not just you, 3 million people signed a petition to say, we're not going to have this, turn back your plans, we don't want digital ID. And you know, of course, what the government said, quite predictably, stuff you, we're going to do it anyway. Because that's the disdain they treat ordinary people with. But they're not going to have their way, because we're not going to comply. And the thing is, they brought in law after law, about 20 different laws over the last 10 years that have introduced it piecemeal. Now, this is complicated and a bit technical because Keir Starmer stood up in September and said, everyone needs to have a Brit card. Well, that's really a straw man, because as we now know, the Brit card is not the real digital ID that they're going to try and bring in. They're bringing in this system called One Login. And as you know, at the moment, if you're a company director, they're trying to coerce you to get a One login and have a unique single identifier whereby the government can monitor you and see what you're doing between different government departments. And they've already rolled that out with the veteran card as well. And the idea is by 2027, every single thing that the interaction you make with the government is going to have to need a One Login and gov.uk wallet on your smartphone. Well, sorry, I'm not going to get any government wallet on my smartphone. I'm going to get a Nokia 3310. And they're not going to be able to track me with that. But they've also brought in laws so that people are getting digital ID and giving up their biometric data without even realizing it. Right back in 2017, there were some regulations called the Anti-Money Laundering and Terrorist Finance Regulations, by which they introduced Know Your Customer that system whereby if you are a customer of banks for certain banking services and cryptocurrency services and other things, they have to do a check on your identity. Not that you go in and show your face and you go in person like people used to do when we all acted with each other like human beings. They now want everyone just to do this digitally and give a photo of yourself and download documents of yourself issued by the government, which can then be shuffled around from department to department and from business to business, and who knows where those things end up. They don't care about our privacy. And this is one of the worst things about digital ID, that it's going to take away our privacy, and they're already trying to do that. And another thing they're rolling out at the same time, of course, is this facial recognition camera systems where they are live tracking your faces and attempting to identify you, even if you're going about your business walking through a town centre or a city centre. Now, all of this agenda goes together. It's all part of Agenda 2030. It's all part of the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, which you can see. And I get called a conspiracy theorist, but it's on the government website. It's on the UN website. It's not a conspiracy. It's what they're trying to do. And the way we can stop it is by simply not engaging and just going back to being human beings who relate to each other and don't relate to a digital system and don't relate to AI. And that is what we're going to do. And the great thing about you here and the opportunity we have is, though they're trying to take away our privacy and take away our identity, within this we can rediscover our humanity, and we can rediscover the communities that we used to have and the way we used to relate to each other, which they want to take away, which is a part of our spirit, and they can never take away our human spirit. And that is why they will fail. Keir Starmer will fail. Tony Blair will fail. Klaus Schwab will fail. Bill Gates will fail. The World Economic Forum will fail. The United Nations will fail. Everyone who wants to oppress us will fail. And we will be free. Thank you so much. God bless you all. Walk in your freedom and take back our nation for you and for our children. Thank you so much, everyone.